Good morning, YouTubers, friends, followers, subscribers, and Trevorites. But mainly good morning to you, the subscribers, because without you, the channel wouldn't grow. Yes, and I'm not stupid. Why would I thank people that don't need thanked? Anyway, Monday morning. I did a video on Friday, and I said it was Thursday morning. That was a bit silly, but that's because I hadn't changed my calendar. What a great night. Thank you to everyone who tuned in last night to watch my live stream. Yes, I wasn't expecting to get Annabelle on. So my American tarot reader, which was nice to get her on in the last couple of minutes, but I enjoyed it. Yes, covered lots of topics. Yes, and it's had nearly 5,000 views. So there we go, that's great. But Monday, my son's away today actually. He's away to Ipswich Town Football Club, Portman Road, for training. So there we go. Yes. And I've got to give him his fishing rod that I got him in Aldi yesterday. So might go fishing on Wednesday. We'll see. He now has a fishing license, which is only £22 a year for 2 rods. So there we go. That's interesting, isn't it? Yes. I'm learning a lot now. I'm not a fisherman. Don't claim to be. Never will be. But I'm happy to sit and watch someone do what they enjoy. So there we go. Right, what's been going on? Well, there's been loads going on. I've had loads of emails in about people in Hollywood and the film industry and about children, and I'll look into that in more detail clearly. But one thing that I'm surprised at is the Russian and Ukrainian war. Well, when I say that, let's lie. It's that's a lie, should I say. It's the Russian versus the West war. So Zelensky has now shot down 3 drones over Moscow and now claims, and this is his words, not mine, he now wants to take the war from Ukraine to Moscow. Very dangerous. Very dangerous. I think he needs reeled in my opinion. He needs reeled in. He needs gripped by the windpipe and said, listen, let's just deal with the war here. Let's get it finished. But you're dealing with 2 lunatics, and when I say that, Putin's a lunatic, and so is Zelensky. But I don't think the war is going to stop. I don't think it's going to stop because mercenaries are making a fortune, which means politicians are in some way. Politicians, by the way, let me get this out. See, when mercenaries are involved somewhere in a country, there's usually political backing from politics in our countries to promote and get them the funds they need. So there we go. And the money's undetected that's used. It gets funneled and into the mercenaries. Arms companies are making a fortune. And the media love it. The media love it. So there we go. It'll continue, which is a shame. Now, politicians. I know some of you are going to sit there and you'll comment in the comments and you'll say, hey, but Trevor, my MP's great. I'm telling you now, people, there's not a single member of Parliament out there that hasn't lined his or her pockets, or them or they pockets. They've lined them because they go into politics, they're making an absolute fortune. They're all involved in little deals behind closed doors, and they all leave as millionaires. Our politicians are lost. There's no good politicians in the United Kingdom, not a single one. Now, I know that I've said in the past 1 or 2, but I'm starting to rethink it all. There's no way I believe that the politicians that I know are as good or as better as any other politicians. Don't like them. Don't like them. We need to find a system where our politicians do a good job, but they don't. They don't. They toe the line. Labour frontbencher, politician, I've got her name here. Don't stereotype when I say this, but this is her name. Obina Opong Asare, has decided that the parking fine she got, she wasn't going to pay. So she's billed the taxpayers for her own parking fine. And there's now calls for her to resign. But that's a small thing she's done. Look at everybody else. Everybody else is getting their houses and rent paid by taxpayers. Every single mess we're in the UK has been, even a pandemic, every single NHS, everything we're involved in has all been caused by the House of Commons and the politicians in there. So there we go. Now here's one which I'm going to point out to you, which I seen this morning and I'm like, really? Because there's a shop in Ipswich called Lush. I'm sure you've all heard of it, Lush. It's a cosmetic shop. It sells, well, candles and bath salts and shit like that, doesn't it? And you're like, oh, that's lovely. Oh, that's the shape of a flower. Oh, it smells beautiful, but it will dissolve in your bath and make your skin feel good. Yeah. Well, listen to this. Listen to this. Lush put in for a government bailout. They needed money. The company was going to go under. So the government bailed Lush out and gave them £5.1 million as a bailout. Try and guess what they did with that £5.1 million bailout. They give £4.5 million of that bailout. They give that away as bonuses to their directors and staff. So why did they need a government bailout of 5.1 million if they were going to give 4.6 million out to their staff, to their executives as bonuses? Doesn't make sense. Do you know what should happen? The government should, the Assets Recovery Agency in the government, the fraud department, should take that company off those directors and say it's now government owned. That's what they should say. That's what they should say. And maybe sell it off in a public auction to another multimillionaire that can actually do a better job. Because that company's run by scum. And you need to stop. You need to learn that the more we keep going to these shops and giving them our money, the more they will completely exploit us. They do not need our money. They are thieves and they should be dealt with. But we can't get the police to deal with them, can we? No, we can't. Because guess what? In 2022, only 6% of crimes were solved. Yeah, 6% of crimes solved. 2.3 million cases in the UK, 2.3 million cases in the UK went unsolved. Yeah, because the police are not doing what they should be doing in certain areas. No, they're not. Now, I know that not everywhere in the UK is a crime area. There's small crime, big cities, big crime. But I think that if our top brass and politicians stop giving the police loads of paperwork and loads of shit jobs to do, they might be able to get on with their job and stop all this nonsense. But at the minute, I know we've got great police officers, of course we do. But what's not helping them is those behind in the suits going, have you done the paperwork? Have you done this? Have you done? Oh, there's too much paperwork to do. I can't get out and police the area if I'm stuck here doing these reports. So we need to take away most of the crap from them and let them do their job. That's why things are going unsolved and only 6%. But if you were to look at that 6% and break that down and you go only 6% were solved, that 6% could be the police on the ground. So basically the police that are able to solve crimes, maybe 100% of their crimes were solved because they were able to do it. But in the bigger picture, only 6% because some police forces can't get it done. Too many idiots, too many chiefs. Right. I'd like to point this out now. And this is why I say that I do not agree in universities today. Universities going back 15 years ago were brilliant. Today they're not. Today they're shit. Today they are places where they push out a rubbish agenda to try and change the laws. I don't think that people passing today... Okay, here we go. People attending degrees and PhDs and the rest of it, right? I think there's a small bit of equality and diversity involved in the grades where you can't have, now this is my opinion, you can't have 100 white people passing degrees if, let's just say, one black person isn't passing it, because that looks like it's like racist. So what we'll do is we'll fail a couple of white people and we'll pass a couple of coloured people and vice versa. 100 blacks, so many whites. So now you're getting people passing degrees that are becoming lecturers that don't necessarily deserve to be there and have the wrong qualifications, or maybe didn't earn their qualifications, and now they're running their own shitty agendas in universities with their own critical race theory nonsense and trying to change the way we do things, changing history, changing the direction of students, which means we're getting people coming through university now that are completely thick, not streetwise, uneducated, and they're idiots. And they're the ones just doing all the protesting and all the nonsense. Now, the University of Leeds has just released a new 12-page guide on trans awareness, where it's encouraging its students not to generalize people anymore. For instance, yeah, he said this, oh, we can't use the word he. They said this, oh, that's more better, that's more inclusive. So if a university is getting rid of words from the English Oxford Dictionary, then surely that university should fall below standard. And there needs to be a look at that university, maybe watchdog. And if there are lecturers trying to get their own agenda out, then maybe those lectures need to be struck off and we can get back to basics. Does that make sense? Sort of did in my head. It maybe not have made sense. Right, what else was doing? University of Leeds, yes. Right, for those of you that live in Scotland, I'm going to say a big well done. Because right now the World Championships of Tree Hugging competition is underway. Yes, tree hugging competition in Scotland. And this year the judges are looking for different types of hugs. They have decided that, you know, they're going to look at people hugging the trees and say, they've gone out of their way to wear something sexy on their hands. Maybe flower pattern. Yes, they've out of their way to do it. They've made it look. They're looking for not just anyone to hug a tree. They want people to be creative in their hugging approach. So there we go. What a fantastic competition in Scotland. Yes, the Tree Huggers competition, probably sponsored by the SNP. Well, people, listen. I'm gonna go and drink my coffee. Once I've drunk my coffee, change my shirt into a shitty t-shirt, then I've got to load up my vehicle with crap and take it to the skip. What an exciting day I have ahead of me. Exciting day, Gwen. Yeah, she agrees. Such an exciting day. Right, people, listen. Thanks for watching the channel. Thanks for supporting it. And if you haven't came across to my sister, we call it a sister channel? No, if you haven't came across to my they-them channel, it's called Uncensored Hypocrisy. And I appreciate you over there. Yes. Have a good day. Stay safe.